Silver is still in its holding pattern, but the information underneath is still strongly suggesting that our bullish move is not over and it's very far from it. But let's get into the chart. It's time for another silver update. You're going to see the daily time frame for silver right here. And guys, of course, basically we've been moving from a charting perspective just sideways, right? I mean, we've kind of gone up and down and up and down, and we're expecting that this is kind of a coiling action before we get our next big move. But even though this past week we've kind of moved to the upside for most of the days of that week, I still wouldn't say that this is anything of like a breakout at this point. I mean, yes, we did break bullishly out of our pennant like we also talked about last week, but again, guys, just from a charting perspective, even breaking bullishly out of the pennant doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to start to fly off the rails. Now, with that being said, I did also remove our bearish trend from the RSI. There wasn't an actual true trend line on that from last week, and we had kind of talked about that, and I didn't want to confuse anybody. So right now in our RSI, I'm kind of still just hesitant to make a call onto whether we're bearish or bullish or what kind of trend we're in. We're just gonna have to wait to get more points of contact and see exactly where things flush out. Now, I will say good news, our EMAs we have now reconquered, right? So we're on the upside of our 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMA. So this is good. This is a bullish sign. I mean, that is important, but the real question, of course, like we talk about all the time, is not whether we break through them, but whether we hold support on the way back down. So from a charting perspective, guys, yeah, there's really no major updates that we have that give an indication of which direction we're gonna go. But with that being said, the underlying information behind the scenes in the COMEX 5000 does, in my personal opinion, still strongly suggest a different story. As we talk about every week, our daily deliveries are still giving us a strong indication that further bullish momentum is ahead. And that is largely driven by the fact that as of now, we have 5,000 contracts that have been moved around in the COMEX 5000, which, of course, as we know, 5,000 contracts is 25 million ounces of silver. And also, like we've talked about, we have still continued to see the house stopping out most of those contracts, aka big banks and institutions are hoarding the silver for themselves because we think that means they are hoarding it. They think something's going to happen with it. Not only that, but we also saw another 2 to 3 million ounces of silver leave the vaults for the COMEX 5000. And guys, we've talked about this before. If we just do the quick math, if we saw this every single week for the 52 weeks of the year, we would be somewhere between 100 to 200 million ounces of silver leaving the vaults this year alone. There's only 300 million left. So at some point, price is going to have to catch up and react to this. So with all that being said, guys, I think right now it's just a holding